First thing first. I mean, we're high school sweethearts. Been together for about 7 years, going on 8 years. She's very caring. I mean, it's been times where I got into trouble within the law, and she's been by my side, you know, throughout court, while I was in jail. I mean, she's always standing by my side. Yeah, she's a very good support system. But thing I really don't like is her attitude. I don't like her attitude. She can't really manage money. She's immature. I work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I would
12 hours a day,
12 hours a day.
7 days a week?
7 days a week. Gotta get the bills paid. And
Machine assembly.
Yes.
You go.
But, you know, I like to eat. So when I come home from work, you know, I expect for some food to be on the table so I could, you know, take my shower, get out, eat, play with my daughter, you know, and then go to sleep. But it don't always go down like that. I mean...
Well, what kind of attitude does she have, and what does she get an attitude about?
As far as the food, she'll burn the food, and then I'll say something about it. You know, I don't want to always eat no burnt food, you know, smoky food and all that stuff. So I'm gonna say something about it, like, you know, why is the food burnt?
Right.
She always, well, you can cook it yourself. You know, I don't have to cook it for you. You can just come home and cook your own food. I'm like, well, you know, kind of help me out. I'm coming home tired every day, you know, paying this bill, got to go to work here and all these people in my house. I want to come home to a nice
To a decent meal, something edible,
not no burnt
and
stuff.
just step up your game.
Please.
A little bit.
Please do.
Now, Ms. Murphy, you can't cook? Is that accurate?
I can cook.
No, listen, putting a meal on the table is not... You can put a meal on the table, but is it any good?
It's going to be burnt.
Yes, ma'am, it's gonna be good.
It's good?
Yes.
Does he complain
Several
about...
times I've burnt the food because I'm a new mom, I'm multitasking, I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, I'm taking care of a baby.
Right.
I'm doing the mommy, the mommy thing. So sometimes, yeah, there's been burnt cookies a couple times, there's been burnt chicken a couple times, but overall, I think that I'm a great cook.
You're doing a pretty good job.
Yes.
You know, this is one of the things, even being a housewife, it's work. Even just being a stay-at-home mom is work. You know, once a mom has a child and she has to keep her family together, it's not easy work. It's not as appreciated as someone that steps out of the house, spends hours in a job and comes back. But being a stay-at-home mom is also work. In her case, the man might not really understand as much of a duty she's doing and the demands of the kids because he's spending so much time away from home. So he might not relate and he might feel more entitled to at least the food, which is understandable. But we have to also acknowledge that she's also working because nursing a child and also taking care of the house is also big work. So I can understand her, and a couple of food being burnt is better than no food at all. So she's trying her best in the best way she can, at least from what she said.
Tell me some other things she gets an attitude about.
Okay, washing clothes. All right. She'll wash clothes, you know, on her own or whatever, but she'll wash the coloreds and the whites together. I'll be having a white shirt come out gray. You know, like, you can't do that.
You watching the colors and the whites together?
Sometimes I've done that, yes. And that was because, again, I'm multitasking. I've accidentally put the wrong shirt in the whites.
It was a boo-boo,
Give me a break.
she said.
Okay, what about the towels and the sheets?
Perfect.
Towels
what about the towels and the sheets?
Got lint all on my sheets. I'm laying down, lint it up.
Same thing. You just don't have the homemaker thing down.
Exactly. I just started this, so
yeah.
He needs to
At work,
slow
do
it
you
down.
get a couple of tries at stuff? I mean, is everything you do perfect all the time, or do you sometimes get corrected about the manner, means, or outcome of the things that you do?
I mean, yeah, everybody make mistakes, but
that's her job, and she makes a few mistakes.
Yeah, but I don't come to her, you know, aggressive. You know, I talk about it. You know, like, hey, why are you burning the food? You know, is it something I need to help you out with? And she'll just snap off on me, like, you could do it. You know, I don't have to cook all the time. You could cook. I'm like, God, no, you know. Let's talk about it.
Does he come correct with the complaint?
No. Usually if someone's raising their hand, doing all this, you know, they're a little angry. They're a little
So
upset.
you say he's animated when he comes to you to tell you that you haven't done something correctly.
And so I reciprocate the feelings.
Right.
He's mad, I'm going to say, hey, I've been at home
He
all
comes
day.
up here, you meet him up
Exactly.
there. Is it just a couple of hiccups and skips here and there? Because anybody could mess up a meal.
I give her that, but if you mess up and if I, tell you about it, you ain't got to snap on me. You know you messing up. Be prepared
You
to
know what,
to hear
Mr. Jernigan, when we
When you start answering like this, it also shows that you are not even acknowledging that sometimes the way you communicate also matters. It's not just about what you are saying to her or how she receives the communication. How you tell her about her faults matters. In this case, it's just totally negating the fact that you might have come off strong, too strong to the lady. And that's why she also returned with the same energy. Communication matters, the style of communication and how you tell the other person that what they are doing is wrong or they made a mistake here. And that's one of the basic things in a relationship. It's important not just what you say, but how you say it.
burn it, undercook it, overcook it, mess it up, it's nasty, we already know. If it's a flame, you don't need to tell her it's overcooked. It's kind of like picking at you. She's already feeling bad because it was wrong.
Right.
And I know this from experience. When you mess up a meal, which I do like 2-3 times a week, they get a bad meal.
That's wasting money though.
But it's it's bad. You tried your best. You blew it again. No need to mention it. Everybody choke it down and go about your business. And just.
Why they are applauding to that is not realistic. You can't say that something was a mistake and therefore it shouldn't be talked about. Yes, she knows about it, but it's also good for the man to acknowledge it, and mention it so that she will understand that he too knew. It's just how you say it that matters. It's not saying it. Avoiding to have that discussion is not the solution, but rather how you communicate it matters. You don't have to kick a person when the person is down, but you can also lift the person up while acknowledging that the person made a mistake.
Ms. Murphy, have you got an attitude?
I do have an attitude, but I do feel like I have a reason to have an attitude. Xavier has a horrible attitude too. Like I said, we reciprocate the same feelings upon each other. Can I give you some history about
Please
us?
go right ahead.
So I've had 2 failed pregnancies. This has brought a lot of anger, a lot of emotion, a lot of bad emotions, a lot of separation in my family between him and us, and it's just been bad. And because of the failed pregnancies, I went to college and I met some people and they were doing drugs and they brought me down that road. Marijuana, cocaine, meth, and it's horrible, I know. But I've moved on from that. I actually had an intervention with my family and him. He didn't know anything really about it and what I was doing, but he still stayed with me, stayed by my side, and I went to rehab and got rehabilitated, and I'm a new person now.
And I'm so proud of that.
That's lovely.
So proud of that. You say Mr. Jernigan is very jealous and controlling. Why don't you give me some examples of that type of behavior?
Okay. One of my old friends from the past who actually introduced me to some of the people that I was doing
That you
drugs
went down
with.
the wrong road
right.
with.
She came over, he got an attitude, he was upset, he didn't want to talk to me for the rest of the night. We have to talk, we have to communicate, we have a child, so.
So why were you distressed about that situation? Tell me from your point of view.
Before she came over, and when she got, rehabilitated or whatever and got better, I told her, I said, I don't want you going, nowhere around where you was. I don't want you hanging with those people, so you could, go forward, don't go backwards. If you hang around the same people you was with, you're gonna tend to do the same things you were doing in the beginning. So I told her, don't hang with her. So when she came to my house, I'm like, okay, what I told you is like you ain't listening. I don't trust the girl that was at my house. It's not that I don't trust Kiara, I don't trust the girl. I don't know what she's trying to do. She could probably manipulate her mind like she did the first time. Hey, I want to go, to a movie. Meet up with the same people that she was with, a while back.
Do you understand his point of view?
I understand, but
Very
I'm
valid.
very much stronger than that. He knows that.
Let me say this. Nobody goes out to be a drug addict. Nobody.
Right.
Nobody goes out to do the wrong thing. What happens is you get in an environment and you get gone with it.
Exactly.
And she is that environment. And what I tell people when they used to come to court and they were sentencing on drug charges, I said, whatever you do when you get out, you got to leave where you were, because where you were will suck you back. And it's not you, it's not that you're not strong, that's just how it works. So you cannot be around those people. He's very right about that, okay?
Exactly.
He was.
For someone that is an addict, the best thing is to avoid triggers, because these triggers are there to make you snap back to those old habits that you are trying to break off. She's saying she's mentally strong, but anybody that is dealing with a problem or has left a problem, the best thing is to just avoid anything that will suck you back in, and it's just to avoid those triggers. That's just how it is. So you saying you're mentally strong and you're dabbling with a friend that took you to those places is actually a very bad idea. It's always best to move forward and not allow anything from your past take you back. So our boyfriend in this case is actually right. His feelings were valid and he reacted the right way to make sure that those actions are not condoned in their space.
He's right about that. He's right about that. My question to you is, in what manner did you communicate your dismay with respect to the presence of that individual in your house?
I don't know what she talking about. I had to go to work. So I hugged my baby and kissed my baby that I was, because I was leaving. But Kiara, she saw that I was mad. I was mad. I was very infuriated. But I pulled her to her side and told her, I say, I did tell you, not to, talk to this person, and yet you bring this person into our new home. How do she know where we stay if y'all wasn't supposed to be talking? That's what I'm, trying to get at right there. You shouldn't talk to her in the first place, but yet she know where we stay now. It's a brand new home.
I'm gonna say this. I like you, and I like you. And I assume that you like one another.
Right.
I love her.
I think it's a matter of getting to where we're going in a way that is most expeditious for all involved. Speak from your heart. Speak to her. Tell her what you see in her and what she makes you feel. Turn to your left and go.
Okay, I love you because you are that person that I could come to with my issues. You'll take the time to listen and you'll give me your feedback on it. I mean, we could sit down, we could joke around, we could have fun, but it's just...
No negative.
You the bomb. You the bomb, okay? I love you.
Oh, you the bomb.
We finished high school together, and I want to finish the rest of our life together. We have a little girl together. I want to have more kids with you. I know that we've been down a long, dark road, but it's a new us that I'm looking forward to, and I just want the best for us.
It is a new us we are looking forward to, and I want the best for us. Beautifully put.
Thank you.
Beautifully put.
Thank you.
Now, Ms. Murphy, I want you to turn to him and reciprocate.
Okay.
No negative.
Gotcha. So you already know I think you're so smart and intelligent. You have a great head on your shoulders.
Thank you.
You are the true man. You take care of your family. You work hard. You love me fully. I know it from the bottom of my heart, and I just love you. I love you. I told you since I met you, so.
Having done that, why don't you tell me, give me the full throttle angry. How deep does it get? How bad is she when she's really angry with you? You give me an example that'll make my jaw drop. And remember, I've been on divorce court for a minute, so you're gonna have to work at it.
Okay. A while back when we were staying at our parents' house, we was in my vehicle outside, broad daylight, kids getting off the school bus. Okay, we got a heated argument, and I told her, I said, okay, to settle this down, let's talk about this later. How about, you just go in the house, I'm here at your house, drop you off, you go to the house, and we'll just settle it some other time. But nah, she wanted to get all of it out at that time. When I got in the car, I started to put it in drive to, drive forward. Next thing you know, boom, you just hear somebody just jumping on the hood, and I look up, it's her, talking about you ain't going nowhere. I'm like,
did you jump on the hood, Ms. Murphy?
I did. And the reason why is because, okay, Xavier is controlling. He likes to do things on his watch when he wants to talk. But if I want to talk, I better talk now. I better come here. Bring your butt back here. So if I want to talk, I don't see why it's the problem. What do you need to go home for if we have an issue? Let's resolve it.
But jumping on my hood ain't gonna solve nothing.
Right. I like you people. I'm trying to let you know what I mean? I think you should stay together. I think you should love one another. I want your daughter to have two parents. I want those two parents to be you. I want her not to have any. Huh?
There she is.
Look at that! Is that not the most fabulous thing? I don't want her to have any brothers or sisters for 5, 6, 7 years.
I agree.
She needs to be way older than any siblings that might join her. She really, really does. And what you two need to do is learn how to have a conversation and communicate. You've got your age working against you. 21 is not a good age. It's not maturity. You started too soon, but it's too late. The cat's out of the bag now. But what you need to do is say, this is our problem. We cannot communicate. And communication isn't, I speak, you listen. And I'm saying that to you because sometimes I think young men in their new testosteroniness tend to feel that way. I know when my sons turned 17 and 18, their demeanor toward me tried to change because at their core they were thinking, I can take her. I'm a dude. She's a chick. She's smaller than me. It feels that way. And it doesn't make you right. It makes you stronger. It makes you run faster, but it doesn't make you right. And a lot of times young guys confuse that sense of strength for being correct. And I don't want you to be confused about that. That's number one. Number two, women need to be heard. Jim Brown told me that. I guess there's no mystery here. I'm going to give you your wedding license back. I don't think you should use it for at least a year. I think you should get marriage counseling first. I think you should, you got the birth control thing together, right?
Yes.
I wish you guys the best. I really do. I think you're both smart. I think you're both bright. I think you're both capable. I think you need to know that you're immature. But I want you to step past that.
Okay.
And you can do that. And you can work on it. And whatever you do, remember, right now is kryptonite to all good conversation. Wait till you're not angry anymore. Very few things have to be answered in the now. You with me?
I'm with you.
And you remember what I said about the feeling good and being right, two separate things?
Gotcha.
Okay. Good luck to both of you. This matter is adjourned.
Okay, so I like how Judge Lynn Toler addressed it. And I think this is their major problem. The major problem is that they don't understand themselves enough to have a conversation, especially when they're in that heated moment, in that argument mode. Like she said, one of the issues is because of their age. One of the things that happens is that when they are young like this, they want to just act on their emotions at the moment, and they want the other person to ultimately comply to or yield to what they have to do or what they have to say. And it doesn't necessarily work that way in a relationship, especially when you are trying to date long term. The best thing is just for you to try to calm things down and have those conversations when everybody is willing to listen. It's not just when one person is in the heat of the moment, the other person has to converse with them, because the truth is that most of the things they say won't get into your head. You will just be on the defensive mode to support your anger. So it's always best when things have kind of like settled down, then both parties will fully express themselves the way they want to, and the other person has to listen. They need to find a dynamic of how they will communicate and resolve their issues. It's very hard to do it at this age, but it's very important that they learn it. And the fact that they started too early, like Judge Lynn said, it's a problem. They already have a kid, so at least they need a few years to grow into their new life and their new reality, because now they are no longer just single boyfriend, girlfriend. They want to raise a family together. They already have a child together, and both of them are actually nice, intentional, and purposeful people. It's just that dynamic of communication that they need to resolve. And I hope they do it. I hope they settle their issues. I hope they get married, or by now they should have gotten married if it actually worked out. But tell me what you think about the situation. I'll go by the name East Coast Prince. This is East Coast Talks, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.